Welcome to the Ghana Football Association's press conference for new Black Stars coach C.K Akonnor. Today, he named his Black Stars squad his first since getting the job, and in what is a new thing for Ghanaians and for Ghana football, we are told that this format has come to stay. That is, before qualifiers and before major competitions, C.K Akonnor will do what he has just done at the Accra City Hotel. He's going to name the squad and justify the call-ups and allow himself to be questioned by the media. So quite as simple as that. Interestingly, there were 4 debutants in there. You'll see it rolling on your screen now. And there were also quite a number of subplots and talking points, and that's what we'll be looking at. Sadiq Adams Obama is here with us. Sadiq, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so first of all, general overview of what you saw today.
What I observed was that CK was very well prepared. I could see even the sitting arrangements. The former Black Stars or Black Stars Management Committee member Fred Papo was directly opposite him and signaling to him on repeated occasions what he needs to say and what he needs not to say. And so he avoided a lot of controversies, even when he was to be provoked. He just calmed the atmosphere a lot of times. His answers were very apt. Players that we have not seen before or watched before, and people wanted to know the reason for their call-up were well explained. I think he had a very extensive knowledge of the squad he invited, and because of the inclusion of the local players, the tempers in the room too calmed down a bit, because people have known him to be a coach who moved directly from the local league to the Black Stars, so he has that history. It wasn't surprising to see more than 3 players from the local league into the Black Stars.
Previously, since you are on that tangent, we have seen a little something like a cosmetic call-up for the local players. I mean, we are looking at the Ash Gold player who has been good, Kojo Amoakon, who has been good. We've seen Yaya Mohammed also. Habib Mohammed of Asante Kotoko is there. These are 3 of the key ones we've seen also, in addition to Richard Atta of Accra Hearts of Oak, the goalkeeper. What do they have to do to ensure that it's not cosmetic?
Well, I think this wouldn't be, because the 2 players in the squad, the 2 defenders, Kojo Amoakon and Habib, were players who were brought to Ash Gold by CK. They are players he knows very much. He had even to move Habib from Ash Gold to Kotoko. When Habib was a French player at Ash Gold, he signed him when he was moving to Kotoko. He tells you that these are players he knows, he trusts. Beyond football, their commitments, what they can give on the field, a lot of things came to play, in my opinion, before the invitation or call-up for Habib and Kojo Amoakon, particularly because he knows them very much. He gave Kojo Amoakon his debut at Ash Gold. So there's so much to talk about when these players are invited. I wouldn't be surprised to see Kojo Amoakon starting, even against Sudan. And CK is a coach who knows the league very well. Duncan has been doing the scouting duties for him from the local front. I don't want to believe that these are players who have been invited, and in the final 18 on the day you wouldn't see, except for the goalkeeper. I would want to see C.K Akonnor giving them opportunity, and as I mentioned, because he knows them very much, it wouldn't be too much to see the players having a day in 1 or 2 of the matches. The cosmetic call-outs for the local players should be over with CK in charge. When was the last time we saw 3 outfield players in the Black Stars? It tells you that he knows his game, he's watched them, and once you've watched them very well, you need to be able to give them the opportunity to play. That's basically it.
So the overall experience, how the thing was organized, CK's demeanor, how everything was put together, over 10, the overall experience.
Well, he was very well prepared, even for questions beyond the squad. I know for some of the questions they had basically rehearsed on it before this call-ups. Fred Papo was very thick in that affairs and not trying to, caught in controversies for CK, his demeanor said it all. He was very excellent, the interactions and organization, but I wouldn't want to see, this is something that we've spoken about on many occasions. I do not watch press conferences elsewhere and see supporters wanting to ask questions because they are an integral part. We just have to go out and invite other supporters to come and ask questions to, and playing of drums and musical interludes. We are far, beyond that. We do not have to entertain such acts again at press conferences. It nearly marred a very excellent occasion.
Thank you, Sadiq. We appreciate your time. Next up is my colleague, Michael Otieje from TV3 Network as well. Welcome. Michael, your initial thoughts on what has been a historic day especially for us, the media, seeing this happen for the first time?
Well, I think so just to pick off of the back of what Sadek said, my one sore point was the supporters union getting a quarter of the room when journalists were standing. I think I'm passionate about respect for journalists, and I think it didn't show enough to journalists. But that's in the larger scheme of things, it's a side issue. I think CK conducted himself reasonably well. He was dressed for the occasion. He communicated well and clearly, even though the politics of squad selection meant that it wasn't every question that he could answer in the clearest possible terms. But overall, good delivery, good preparation. I like the live streaming idea, even though it puts our work under a bit of pressure. And I like the fact that generally it looked a bit more professionally organized than previous ones.
Excellent. To the nitty-gritty of the matter, what did you like about the call-ups, and what didn't you like about it?
I like that he's kept a core of the former team. So Richard Ofori, Andy Yadom, Joseph Aidu, Kasim Nuhu, Mubarak Wakasu. I'm conflicted on Wakasu because he's very good for Ghana, hits too many wayward passes for Ghana, and hasn't played a lot. But sometimes it's important to send a message that if you give your absolute all in the national team, we will have your back in certain moments. So I can understand that. I like the full home-based players. I like that Yaya Mohammed has been told that once he's doing well, he gets his chance. What I didn't like, the absence of Salisu. I still think that Christian Achu has a big role to play in the national team. I don't understand why Schlop is in there. And it also leads me to something else, which is maybe at a point...
Schlop is not in there?
What is not in,
it's not in there.
Yeah, which leads me to something else. I'm beginning to get the impression whether we are being told exactly what the situation are with all those players. Are they being dropped out of tactical considerations, or there are issues that nobody's talking to us about? Because I really don't think that that's what it boils down to. But overall, reasonably very good call-ups. I would have preferred Salisu to be in. I like to see players at the highest level. We always complain. So when they play at the highest level, I want to see them in the national team. I like the idea of Tariq Lamptey at right back. He may be with the children. He's on loan at Brentford. Brentford doing well. I need to check his numbers. But I like that we make a conscious effort to draw in as many players from other sources as possible. And Lamptey is, for me, evidence that we are going to be doing a lot of that.
Now, one sore point for a lot of people was the fact that CK talked about Kevin Prince Boateng, and he gave the answer that the guy does not want to come. Do you think as journalists we should that answer should kill it once and for all? We shouldn't mention Kevin again?
No, it won't kill it, because so long as he continues to play, he's a relevant subject. So I can understand why people still ask. I think he doesn't want to play. It's good riddance to bad rubbish, to be honest with you. I don't think that we need to bother ourselves with Kevin. He came, didn't do much. He found a new calling. He's gone to that calling. I don't even like the idea that CK had a conversation with him. But it's CK's prerogative to have the conversation with who he wants to have with. He must learn to move on sometimes. So it's all right. I can't tell any journalist what their top priority in terms of story should be, but I don't touch the Kevin Prince Boateng story. I don't care what it's about, because I think that ultimately Ghana has moved on, and Ghana should continue to move on from Kevin Prince Boateng. He's had his time at club level. He's doing well. The Black Stars have not collapsed since he left. The Black Stars have not done any worse than when he was here. Everybody's happy. Everybody should continue to be happy.
Nice one. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate your time. So, C.K Akonnor also mentioned that he would want to work with a core of 40 players, but at the moment that list is a bit bulging, which gives us an idea that he wants to keep things tight, and he's not going to do what many of us thought Kwesi Appiah was doing, as in extending the reach of the Black Stars call-up. That's a subject we'll look at.